Welcome to your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. I'm Nathan, and every week, my co-host and girlfriend Rachel and I discuss all things in the sports drama universe.
Sprinkled in with pop culture, we cover topics from Bravo to Brady and everything in between. So keep listening to find out more. Cheers!
Welcome to the Rick Nash episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose. I'm Nathan, and sitting over here to my right, as usual, is Miss Rachel Rooney Eden. Rachel, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you, Nathan, for that great introduction. Always introducing me like that. I love it. I truly do.
Do you want me to add some more adjectives next week?
As in...
I don't know. I can give some accomplishments. I can give some milestones.
Oh my God, give me one right now. I think I could use it.
No, the most amazing person in the entire world.
Easy with it. Easy.
The best hat designer of all time.
So true. I mean, that's what the people are saying. That's what definitely the people are saying.
They're banging at the doors asking where they can get these.
Seriously, but soon we're gonna have them very, very soon for everybody to be able to purchase. So just keep your eyes out on our socials. We're gonna be posting everything there, linking everything, putting everything up, and just doing the damn thing. So thank you for always introducing me so well.
No, that's what I do. Introduce my lady.
But who is this Rick Nash man? Who is number 61?
So Rick Nash, for once, is not a football player.
And he's not related to the Patriots anyway?
No, but he did play at the end of his years with the Bruins.
Naturally.
Played for the Columbus Blue Jackets most of his career.
You know that you pick someone from Boston every time, right?
Yeah, it's part of the shtick.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, except last week, even though it got shadowed by us dying laughing when we started,
Yeah.
I picked someone completely... not from New England or Boston.
So the one time.
Yeah, it was Otto Graham.
Yeah, I didn't know who that... I couldn't
Otto Graham is considered as one of the best quarterbacks of all time that nobody talks about because he played back in, the 40s and 50s. But he
put
never...
on Otto?
People were saying.
People are saying maybe he needs something a little bit more manual instead of Otto.
That's a great name, Otto.
Eli Manning came in instead of Otto Graham. I digress. But yes, we are coming off of last week's incredible, iconic episode where we have come to the conclusion that everyone did think that we dress up as each other, which is just fine. It's fine. Hey, listen, if people think that I look like Travis Kelce, it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's not bad to look like him.
Right.
Or,
me.
You.
People think that you look like me. That's the whole thing.
Right.
What you just explained.
Right. I'm sorry, the coffee isn't functioning in my head. I was saying if people think that me dressing up like Travis Kelce looks like you, that's not a bad thing.
No, never a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
No, somebody say it's an elevation.
No, never.
From Travis?
From Travis to you, you're saying.
Yes, yeah.
Right. He could never reach you.
You look better than Travis.
Right. We just look so good. People are
especially with
no way that this could possibly be them.
Especially with both of us having a fucking, I can't swear, both of us having a mustache and long blonde hair.
Yeah, I mean, truly all bets were off.
That's a perfect look into our brain, though, how that didn't even register with us until
we were
the last 5 minutes of the episode.
Right, and I was like, oh no.
Otherwise, how are you? How was your week?
I'm doing good. I'm actually trying to rack through my brain. I feel like it has just been it always is a whirlwind of a week. It always is a whirlwind. But it was good. We had a great weekend. We started off strong going to Sarah's event, the prisoner event.
Yeah.
The wine event.
Yeah.
That was unreal. Fabulous wine until we went to that then we went to a dive bar to see that band. And, Mama took home a couple things that, she swiped.
Yeah.
Swiped a tea.
Right.
Swiped a band tea.
Yeah, you're a thief.
Yeah. Didn't appreciate that waking up in that from the bar myself. But you know what? You live and you learn.
Yeah, the day I clean the sheets.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Surprised to some clean sheets, and she freaking comes back with a t-shirt from the bar and decides like that's what she needs to wear to bed.
Because you know how my brain operates. Like if once something new comes in, I'm like, I have to find a way to wear it the next day or that moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it just has to.
But I'll get something delivered from like Nike or like a sports memorabilia. Like I'll get something like a hoodie sent. And you'll be like, you have to wash that before you wear it.
Okay, I've never said that to you unless it's like fucking jank. And you know it. Unless it was like that thrift store find or whatever that I had that you wore, the Cowboys one. And you're like, I'm not putting that on. Understandable. And I get that. That needs to be washed.
So why you have to impersonate me like that? I sound nothing like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. You impersonate me in so many ways. I get accents. I get freaking nasal. I get high.
The nasal's still me.
The nasal is me. I feel like I'm not, like, I feel like, is it just because we had so much salt last night? Like, I feel like so crazy. Like
salt always impacts you. I don't think it's the salt. I think it's just the weather changing and daylight savings and.
Oh my God, F you. Are you saying like, I'm always like, it's the
No,
salt.
the salt has different impacts on people. Like everything has a different, coffee has a different impact.
You're like, I've never heard someone complain about salt so much in my life.
No, that's not true at all.
I'm always salt. It's way too salt. But.
Way
Salty. What is happening? We need to just move on. But
okay.
Great weekend. You had your close friends here, Ryan Brannigan and Tyler Calitri.
Yep.
How was it? What's going on? Like, we're still decompressing?
Yeah, take a sip of your coffee.
I know.
I can feel your anxiety from this side of the table. Yeah. So all you need to do when you get nervous is just kick it to old reliable me.
Oh no.
No, my friends were here. Ryan and Ty, as you mentioned. They came because they wanted not to see me. That wasn't the main reason why they came. That was just a bonus. Because there was no sense of urgency in them getting here at all. They didn't get here until Saturday afternoon.
They stayed like a little later. Okay. Someone's hurt.
No, I'm not hurt. It's just, you gotta be honest. I talked to them. I talked shit to them about it. Gotta be honest.
Okay. Wow, we're airing out like real grievances here.
No, they're not real grievances. Not everything's a real grievance.
Let them know how you feel.
I would have been there sooner.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, they came for the Jets-Chargers Monday night game. That's all we were heard about all weekend. Saw, like, my friend Ryan was wearing nothing other than Jets gear all weekend. And I heard about this game in every which way. Jets ended up losing. Surprise, surprise. They stink just like the Patriots. We all stink together. But
you wanted them to
it was awesome. Though. I'm just messing around there. It was awesome to have him here. We had a bunch of people. We were always eating something at some point this weekend.
I know, and that's why all of the salt.
Right. We went to a new bar to watch the Patriots game and the 1:00 games. It was called the Grafton. Great place. They had a little outdoor area in the back that we basically took over. We met Andrew Schultz. Went to a comedy show Saturday night. We met Andrew Schultz, which probably was one of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. His ability to just meet people, make you feel like look you in the eyes, shake your hand, like say nice to meet you, and that he appreciates you saying hi, and then like moving on to the next person. Like he went down everyone in our group. It just went down the line.
I've never seen this quite in my life. Like I was like, so we were going to Comedy Cellar and we're all walking down, and like we just happened to be walking like we it was just like weird that we even like saw him like at that corner. And
6 of us.
There he is, like standing there, and I'm walking with you, and I realize like I look up and I realize I'm like, holy shit, it's Andrew Schultz. And then like I'm like, oh my God, like you must be freaking out, but like I like didn't want to like freak you out too much because I was like, you're gonna say hi, like you have to, whatever. And you did, and it was just the funniest thing to watch these boys, because I didn't say hi to him, not like on purpose, just because I was like watching everyone else was so excited to see him, and I would be too. Like I wish I said hi, but I didn't.
You didn't want you know he has a wife, so you didn't want to hit on him.
Right.
You didn't want to give him the wrong idea.
I didn't want to get his juices violent or whatever. And he like everyone shaking his hand, and they're like, "Thank you," like, "Oh my, I love," like, "Oh," like this was literally like that, like it was like
so
like
dramatic.
This like. Yes. Like, it was just so funny. Like, I loved it. Because, like, you boys love him. So
he's a
like you
G.
took it very seriously. It was awesome.
Yeah, he always talks about how he doesn't like taking pictures in the street. I
Right.
was actually in the middle of taking a selfie with someone. We didn't want that. We just wanted to shake his hand,
Right.
let him know that we are fans, we appreciate his work, and that we really like him.
Perfect.
And it was the best. And
Awesome.
the comedy show itself was awesome.
Yes.
Usually those weekend late night shows can be risque
Yes.
with talent, but everyone brought it.
Brought it.
Everyone brought it. It was
The
amazing.
Heat. The heat.
They brought the heat.
I felt like we were in the kitchen. It was so hot in there.
I think we were set right by the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I meant like in terms of like they brought the heat, not in terms of the internal temperature of the venue.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but as you mentioned, they went to the Jets game. We went to the Grafton. We were watching football this weekend.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I had a very interesting football experience this weekend in terms of I watched the TVs for hours. And I think I digested none of it. Like, absolutely none of it.
No?
No. I don't think I, like, actually was, like, watching any game at all. I was just, like, watching the TV. I was just watching the colors swirl, to be honest.
That's okay. That happens. That
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Like, you can't always be... It's like anything else. You can't be dialed in at all times.
Right. I was not dialed in this weekend.
And that's part of the reason why I don't typically like to go to bars to watch games. Because I feel like that happens to me at bars.
Interesting.
Wait,
that's so weird. I literally was like, there's no way that he feels like this.
Right. Yeah. That's... I mean, I didn't feel this way this weekend because I was sitting right in front of the TV when the Patriots game was playing, so it was better. And the sound was playing loudly over the speakers. So, like, I was dialed in. But typically at bars, it's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard to focus because, like, there's so much shit going on around you. Mm-hmm. Like, you miss a play, then next thing you know, the other team has the ball. You're like, what the heck did I miss? So I agree with you. Don't be mad at yourself.
Thank you.
But, yeah, we were at the Grafton. We were watching the 1 o'clock games. We watched part of the 4 o'clock games. And, obviously, I once again had to watch the Patriots lose to what I would probably explain as an inferior opponent that traded their 2 best players in the middle of the week this past week. So, a team that's really just mailing it in. And they still beat the Patriots. So, yeah.
Who did they play again?
They played the Washington Commanders.
Oh my God, yeah. I just remember the Patriots are just stink.
Yeah. An interesting tidbit that came out of this game, though, is that the Commanders, that team that they played, they're the ones that have a new ownership. Remember their owner was
Jim Irsay?
No, that's the Colts guy. Jim Snyder.
Why? What's up with him?
Or I don't know if
what was
his
him
birthday was
thinking
Snyder. He was just like... He was just a bad guy. Like, a bunch of, like, workplace environment complaints about him.
Oh.
Like, he's the one that sent, like, the cheerleaders to, like, go to, like, an island to hang out with, like, corporate executives who were just, like, just his friends.
Oh my God, I remember this, like, ages ago.
So, like, it's been a long process.
Okay.
We've covered him losing the team, having to sell.
Yes.
So, this new ownership has come in, and there are reports that, and it came out since they were playing the Patriots, that they're interested in trading for Bill Belichick this upcoming offseason.
Who is?
The Commanders.
Want to trade Bill Belichick for who?
They want to trade for Bill Belichick. They would give the Patriots draft pick compensation. Draft picks for the upcoming.
Is that even like a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Draft pick compensation means that much? I didn't even know that like coaches could trade.
Yeah, they can.
No one's off limits.
No one's off limits. Literally no one's off limits.
Who is?
Just
the owners?
Just the owners, really.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, it's a cutthroat world.
Wait, so they would trade Bill Belichick for draft picks? Like, I feel like that's so just like degrading. Like, I was trading for a first round draft pick.
That's huge. That means you're very valuable in the NFL. It just happened with Sean Payton. He went to Denver from New Orleans after taking a year off.
How much do you think Bill Belichick could get traded for?
I think a first or second round pick is fair. He's the best coach of all time. The game's passed him by.
They would give him one draft pick and that's it?
I don't know. Probably not. They probably give him a couple. They probably give 2 or 3 draft picks, like a first round pick, a third and a fourth, or a second, third and a fourth, or a second, fourth, and a fifth.
Just doesn't seem like enough compensation.
It's a way for like a team to get out of the contract without having to fire the guy. Because if they fire the guy, the coach's contracts are guaranteed.
Oh.
But let me give you a fun fact, and this goes to the point that I've been trying to say about the Patriots and Bill Belichick and why I don't even want the next guy after Bill Belichick to be necessarily from his coaching tree, or at least from the offensive side of the ball, because the worst 3 offenses in the league going into this past weekend have been the Patriots, obviously a Patriot system. The Giants comes from the Patriot system. Dayball originally got a start with New England, and the Raiders, who McDaniels came from the Patriots as well. He was a Patriots offensive coordinator for 10 years before, 12 years actually, before he took that job in Vegas. So the worst 3 offenses in the entire league stem from a system that the Patriots run.
Yikes.
So what more proof do you need? It's not just New England that's the problem. Not just Mac Jones that's the problem. Not just the Patriots receivers. It's the entire system.
Right.
But so, as a result, Josh McDaniels was fired last week as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. He was fired. The general manager was fired.
So then he gets guaranteed money?
Yeah, I think he has $40 million left in his contract that he's still going to receive.
Okay.
Not bad. Not a bad look.
Yeah.
Get fired.
Right.
Get fired, collect $40 million.
I would get fired for that.
Yeah, me too. I would stay home.
Yeah, I would literally just get myself hired.
Right, but they've been raking him through the coals. The team has, the players have. Apparently so he came from the Patriots, and the Raiders have been struggling in recent weeks, right? So the players and the team, they scheduled a big meeting last Monday.
Okay.
With the Raiders while he was still the head coach, where everybody could just say their piece, air out their grievances. No one's off limits, nothing's off limits. And so people were really, players were really coming after him and his coaching staff. And so he sent Antonio Pierce, one of his coaches, a former player in the NFL. He sent Antonio Pierce to talk on behalf of the coaching staff, in the front of the room.
Okay.
And Antonio Pierce talked about when he played in the NFL, he played for the New York Giants, and they won the Super Bowl a couple of times against New England Patriots, and how both times the team really had a band together. I'm sure he spoke about one of the specific teams, but I just wasn't in the meeting, so I don't know. Long story short, Josh McDaniels got upset that he talked about the Patriots, beating the Patriots. He didn't even grasp the message that he was trying to share. He just got upset that he was shitting on the Patriots and allegedly confronted him after, and was don't ever talk about the Patriots. That has since been that's been the shaky part of the story. Is that true? I don't. As Max Crosby and some other players have said, it's not true. That part isn't true.
What in the Patriots fueled feed do you have going on?
No, this was reported by Fox.
But it's a fake report either way.
No, the whole report's not fake. Just that last part was probably adding some salt and pepper. By me.
All roads lead back to the Patriots for you.
Well, I think it's the biggest story that happened in the NFL, because then, as a result, Josh McDaniels gets fired. Antonio Pierce, the guy that went in front of the team, gets promoted to interim head coach.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Josh McDaniels got fired. That guy that talked to, was no, that coach that came in, Antonio Pierce, and was talking about beating the Patriots and his experiences, how his teams came together.
Right.
He came in as interim head coach last week. He was elevated. I think he was a linebackers coach, elevated. And he regathered the team, and they ended up winning their game this weekend. So,
wait, why was he allowed to be the head coach now?
Because they fired
Why? Why'd they fire that man?
Josh McDaniels, because he wasn't doing a good enough job.
Why would... It just seems so bizarre to me.
Why? If someone's not doing a good... it's very cutthroat. If you're not doing your job, you get fired.
But why did they make that rando guy the head coach?
He's not random. He's already a coach on the roster.
But you said he was a nobody coach. Why wouldn't they make the assistant head coach the head coach? Is there an assistant head coach?
It might be him.
You just don't know.
I just don't know.
Okay.
And he's not a nobody head coach. He had a long NFL career. He won 2 Super Bowls. He's a Raiders fan from since he was a kid.
Okay.
He changed the quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, out. This guy, Aiden O'Connell, that has a mustache like me, literally looks like a fatter version of me playing quarterback, balled out.
Okay.
So it was very cool to watch, very interesting. Any thoughts on that?
I gave my thoughts. That I think that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That they get rid of this guy and they bring... I just.
This will happen multiple more times in the NFL.
When can they stop firing the coaches?
They can't.
They can't stop firing them?
No, you can fire them at any time. You just have to pay them.
Oh my god. This just seems. I can't keep up. I didn't even like. I have no words. No comment. There's no comment from me and my team.
No problem. But some things that Antonio Pierce changed, except for the quarterback. He wanted to change the energy in there. They felt like Josh McDaniels was too stiff. He made sure to add the mini basketball hoops back in the locker room so they could play mini basketball.
Thank God.
He added the cornhole back in.
Okay, is this for real? Like they just want like
they were allowed to smoke their victory cigar. Like everyone had a victory cigar after the game in the locker room.
This is giving Jordan Pellegrino in the 5th grade. Okay, when he promised everybody that. Excuse me, what are you doing over there?
Huh? I just have to check something.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Jordan Pellegrino in the 5th grade.
Jordan Pellegrino in the 5th grade told everybody that if they hired him or voted him as president, he would get Domino's Pizza back because that was the big thing in the 5th grade was Domino's Pizza. And? They changed it to Brother Jimmy's midway. And guess
Brother Jimmy.
And guess what? Oh, Jordan Pellegrino gets elected as our class president. No Domino's. This is it's giving. Let's get the cornhole back. Let's get the mini basketball hoops back. Let's get smoking cigars. Like this sounds like an uproar. Like what is it? Like Lord of the Flies type of situation.
Yeah, kind of is.
Like we want our guy in here because we can smoke our cigars.
Right.
Like, it's kind of losery though.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like this is a locker room of grown ass alpha males.
You know what I mean? Who like want to play cornhole that bad that they'll fire their head coach.
No, they can't be. You can't be like strangling them with like trying to structure them too much. Like they need to like have their own little times. Like they have to have their own, like you can't be in full control of them at all times. They have to be able to decompress. It's a very stressful job, I believe, like being an NFL player, being like an NFL coach, just being in that environment every day. It's very stressful. So there have to be ways for them to decompress. And like taking those things away from them is just freaking weird. Like what's wrong with a guy playing ping pong or a guy playing cornhole between his meetings? He has a half hour between meetings.
So he took it away, and like that's why they're upset.
I think it's one of the reasons. Like this guy,
he took our mini basketball hoops away. Can you imagine? What a thing to complain about.
Moving on. Another big story in the NFL this weekend was Josh Dobbs.
Okay.
Do you remember who Josh Dobbs is?
No.
He is the guy he's a quarterback that's been traded a bunch. He's now with his 5th team in 2 years.
Nope.
Okay.
Not ringing a bell.
Well, it should be ringing a bell because he was originally traded earlier this year from the Cleveland Browns to the Arizona Cardinals and started the season as Arizona Cardinals starting quarterback.
Okay.
And beat the Dallas Cowboys, upset the Dallas Cowboys in the second game of the season.
Okay.
Right? So Arizona Cardinals, he's their quarterback for a couple of games. Trade deadline rolls around. They realize, hey, our quarterback's going to come back soon. Murray's supposed to be coming back this weekend. Let's get a return on Dobbs. Like we don't need him anymore. They trade him to Minnesota because Minnesota needs another quarterback because Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, this guy's fucking living out of a suitcase.
Literally, that's all I'm trying to explain. Is that how crazy that must be? Like just getting a phone call and being like, oh yeah, we traded you from Arizona to Minnesota. So you have to pack your bags. You have to be there, like get on a 5:00 flight, basically. And he does it. He wasn't even supposed to play this weekend because every team has their own playbook. They have their own plays. Like he doesn't even barely know. He gets there on Wednesday. They're playing on Sunday. Like he's really only there for one practice on Thursday or maybe Friday they practice, but like barely knows anything. Well, the quarterback in front of him gets hurt. He has to go in and play. And they end up winning the game. He ends up winning the game for them.
Oh, I wish I knew that before I was watching. I would have paid more attention. Who is this for the Vikings?
Josh Dobbs, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll have to take note of him moving forward.
It's his
It's his what?
It's his like I said, it's his 5th team this year.
Jesus
his 3rd
Christ.
team this
week
season.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because when he got traded the first time this year, it was at the end of training camp, and he did like a video, like a vlog of like what it's like to get traded in the NFL. And so the fact that like he's had so much experience that he like the fact that he's like
He's about to put out like a master class.
Yes,
how
literally.
to get traded.
Right.
And
Great
where
story.
to go, what to do.
Right.
He could come up with like a whole fucking pamphlet.
Right.
Like he should do a thing so like players can follow him.
Right.
Like what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A checklist.
He could be a consultant in that way.
Exactly.
A mentor.
Do you think that they have those like consultants for guys that get traded, like what to do, what?
Oh,
like,
these guys. Oh, yeah. They're or not. If not just that, they have probably consultants for a little bit of everything, like mental coaches and like specific positions.
Who do you think provides that?
That's all private.
Oh, privately owned businesses. Privately owned businesses.
Privately owned and operated.
All right.
But so.
You know, for not watching the games, I think that was a pretty shitty idea of me, considering you've recapped every single piece of the NFL on this sheet.
Right. I tried very hard to like make notes on what happened across NFL and make some key stories, and it's all right. We'll move next week. We'll do a better job. I just want to finish up the NFL with asking you if have a list of teams here. I want to ask if they're Fugazis or if they're actually competitive.
Okay.
Like if they have a chance to win the Super Bowl or if they're Fugazis.
Okay.
'Cause at one time, these were all considered Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
We're going to start off with number 1, the Bills.
I need you to know, though, that this is me speaking completely out of
You
my
have
ass.
more. You're crushing me in the picks. You are crushing me in the actual pool. You're ahead of me, so you probably know better than me. So that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, right. You're coming to me for the information.
Right. So
for the Lord's work here.
Right. So the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, are they Fugazis or are they real?
They're the real deal.
They're the real deal.
They're the real deal.
So you're not concerned about them losing a couple in a row?
No, I'm not. The Bills are just they're good. They're having a few bad weeks.
I saw a stat that said that Josh Allen's career stats are eerily similar to Carson Wentz, a guy that finally just got signed this year. Like was
Yeah,
as
I
of
remember
yesterday,
Carson Wentz.
didn't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And their stats are very similar. So it's very interesting how highly people think of Josh Allen when his statistics show that he's like a Carson Wentz. Interesting.
Okay.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh, should I say Fugazi or football? Ready? Bills, football.
Dolphins.
Fugazi.
Dolphins are Fugazis.
Yes.
Why is that?
They're just not that good.
No?
I think they just beat bad teams.
I agree.
Okay.
And they score a lot of points on bad teams.
Next.
Ravens. Lamar Jackson.
Is he still playing?
Yeah, he dominated. They won like 38-3.
Football.
Dallas Cowboys just lost against the Eagles.
Football.
No concern about your team.
No. They're always like this every year. They're good and they're bad.
Okay.
Football.
Have a lot of injuries on defense too.
Football.
Seattle Seahawks. They got smoked by the Ravens, but they've been competitive all year.
Who's their quarterback again?
Geno Smith.
Fugazi.
I agree. New York Football Jets.
Fugazi.
I agree.
Great defense, but Fugazi.
Fugazis.
Yes.
They have to get rid of Salah.
So, no, you think that's what it is? Say you, Salah.
They have to get rid of him.
So, moving on from football on to what?
Our weekly Travis Kelce Taylor Swift update.
God, this is like literally we go from Tom Brady, Giselle to the Travis and Taylor.
Someone has to follow it.
Seriously.
Not enough people are.
And here we are.
Yes. Come on. We were there. We were them literally last week.
Right.
They feel our energy.
Right.
So the Chiefs played in Germany this past weekend, and they won. Easy bet to start off the weekend. They beat the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And what are you going to say?
I find it weird that they were in Germany this weekend, and yet Taylor and Brittany were in New York. Like, why wasn't Brittany at the game? Or was she at the game?
I thought Taylor was on her European tour, so I thought she was going to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost on the timeline.
Regardless. Mr. Kelce has last week filed for 5 new trademarks as he's becoming more popular and more opportunities are coming his way. He filed for 5 new trademarks.
Right, give them to me.
Number 1, Travis Kelce. Fair.
Okay, fair.
What if like you're like an up-and-coming actor and your name's actually Travis Kelce too?
Change it.
Have to change it?
Change it.
Interesting. Number 2, Killa Trav.
Yeah, why? That's like his Instagram handle, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Killa. Like what?
Corny.
3,
all right, nah.
All right, nah.
All right. Number 3 on your list. All right, nah.
Okay. All right, nah. Okay, sure. I feel like a fucking old geezer when I say that. All right, nah. No, I don't. Okay, nah. Not for me.
Yeah, I think we're 0 for 3 with these ones.
Yeah.
Flight 87, kind of cool.
Okay.
If he wants to partner up with like a private jet company or like even like Delta, I'd take that. And this is my favorite, Kelce Crunch.
Kelce's Crunch.
Perfect to be put on a cereal box.
I mean, he is really just, he's like, now I'm with Taylor, now I got the money, now I'm going to be fucking trademarking.
About. Like, that's what I'm talking. Like, it's so obvious that like him and his brother and like the Kelce family, they're really using this to propel their popularity. But then again, so that's what makes me think it's fake. But then again, it's like.
But his mom, like everyone's been saying, it's like so intrusive of their privacy and stuff.
But then they do shit like this.
Yeah, so true, so true.
It's like. I was thinking about this last night. We were watching Bravo, the BravoCon, like their shows that they have going on there.
Which was just 10 out of 10.
It was very good, very entertaining, very entertaining. It's one of those things where I'm starting to do this new thing where I have when we're watching different shows, like I have my laptop out.
See, and now best of both here.
Right, exactly. But that I just put my laptop to the side because
it was so good. It was that good. It was that entertaining.
Right.
That eye catching.
And there was these reality stars, which I started to realize that these reality stars complain about the intrusiveness to their lives. Like,
right, like I'm letting you guys in. It's like that's the whole point.
That's why people watch. So
right.
You can't say like it's invasion of privacy when you're literally a reality TV star.
Right.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Exactly. No, I'm completely with you on that aspect of it when people like I listen, I get it. I don't get it where it's like the reality TV of it all, you cannot sign up for that and then say that like, oh my God, you're intruding on like my personal life. Your whole thing is putting your personal life out there.
Right.
So when you don't do it, it's not true to like the whole reality TV of it all. Go fucking be an actor then and do your own thing. You know what I mean? Don't be your own person then.
Right, exactly.
Like, you're so weird.
Right. Like, we all know that you have somewhat.
Real Housewives of New York, Side Silva, whatever, was saying. Like, she was, like, saying something, like, along lines of that. Like, she doesn't have to share something. Like, you literally do. Right. Like, you signed up for this.
No, like, Teresa was up there presenting an award, and she, like, asked the person presenting with her, like, aren't you sick of, like, people, like, asking you about, like, talking about your husband and stuff? It's like, first of all, your husband's a psychopath. Second of all, he displays that on TV by, like, screaming at your brother. We
don't need to, like, conclude to a lot here to know that he is.
Right.
Crazy.
Honorable mention, sick puppy of the week, since we're not going to get... I didn't write him down, but since we're talking about Bravo, Captain Jason.
Captain Jason, for sure.
Like, calling his shot with Lala Kent before BravoCon.
I think they hooked up in the elevator.
Certainly did.
So,
they certainly did.
As they should. Hot couple. So, we move on to our Double D's threes. Do you have your Double D's threes of the week?
I do. I was going to... Yeah. I have my Double D's threes. I was going to make a late second change since you just said that to, like, the hottest couples right now.
Okay.
And just in pop culture. But maybe I'll put that one in the vault.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah. We'll keep it.
Okay.
But since I met Andrew Schultz, it got me thinking, like, where does that rank for me with, like, amongst the people I've met in my life?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been struggling with this because I have had the, like, opportunity to meet, like, a lot of athletes, but a lot of them were, like, either as a kid or internship. Like,
yeah. We're talking full athletes here. Or full celebs.
We're talking people that I actually shook their hand and said, nice to meet you. Because, like, you can have interactions with someone, but, like, I feel like I told a story about, like, Gronk from my internship. Like, to me, that's not really meeting Gronk.
Yeah.
Like, he just pulled up on a golf cart and was like, do you want to ride? And I was like, I can't. And he was like, why? And I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Like, that's not actually meeting Gronk. Like, if I got in the car, like, shook his hand. Like,
Okay. So, based off handshake, who is it?
Based off handshake. Number 3, Rick Porcello. Rick Porcello, he was a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. I don't think he still pitches, but I was with him I was on his float, the Red Sox starting pitcher's float, and the last time in the championship parade, the last time they won the World Series.
Okay.
And I was in a seat the entire time with Rick Porcello's like boy/assistant who brought all the booze, so I was just getting drunk with them. And Rick Porcello and the rest of the pitching staff, Chris Sale, Eduardo Rodriguez, and company, they were getting blacked out there. And so at times, like, Rick Porcello especially would, like, come and sit down, like, sit with us and be like, I'm fucked up. Like, whatever.
He was wasted.
Wasted.
Love
and
it.
To the point where he was dumping so many beers on him, I had to give him my hoodie for him to wear, in which I never got. He told me I would get like a fresh one in return when they got back. They needed to take him to the.
Come on, Rick.
Literally.
Where's the sweatshirt?
You
never got it.
Never got it.
Rick.
I'm down a hoodie because of Rick, a millionaire.
Come on, Rick.
That's why he's number 3 on my list.
Come on, Rick. Okay, number 2.
Number 2. So I'm struggling because I met Tom Brady, but I didn't shake his hand. Like, I didn't introduce myself.
Okay.
Same thing with Julian Edelman. Came across him a couple times, but didn't even introduce myself. Didn't say like, hi, nice to meet you. Just like conversation happened and then he booked it. So I feel like I can't put them on my list. So the next person I'm putting on my list is Pedro Martinez. Another Red Sox player, another Red Sox pitcher.
Oh, no surprise. Okay.
I just love Pedro.
Okay.
He was a legend.
Okay. Love it.
I got a chance to meet him.
Number 1.
Andrew Schultz.
Love it.
Andrew Schultz.
That really came up number 1 for you.
Yeah.
That was a big moment. That was a cool moment.
I
loved it. It was swaggy.
I love Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Especially the more I like get into comedy, like he's top 5 for me. Easy.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he was there, and I know we've already talked about it, but it was just so cool to me. Like being as big as he is, like he's involved with everything.
Right.
Like those celebrity boxing matches, he's there.
Right.
Like UFC has an event in Abu Dhabi, he's there.
He's performing.
Like
he's making a show out of it.
He literally, like him announcing his like social media campaign of him announcing MSG.
Yeah.
Like with his dad, and then
God, stop, tears.
and then him announcing like that he sold out. Like all these videos were
90
planned
minutes.
and like
Sick.
crushing it. He's just a fucking star right now.
Yeah, he's a stud.
And he had no posse around him, no security. He just he wanted to say hello.
Right.
Amazing. I loved him. He went even higher in my charts now.
Awesome. Well, I love
Schultz.
that. Great. I love it.
There you go. What's yours?
So my double D's threes is, something that we all experience. Every single one of us. Every single one of us over here on the East Coast. Well, mostly in America.
Oh, gotcha.
Daylight savings time.
Yeah, that shit's stupid.
So dumb. And so my double D's threes is 3 reasons why I'm petitioning against it. Okay? Number 3. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's the first one. Okay? Because it doesn't make any sense why we have to literally, like, it doesn't help any, like, it helps the farmers, but, like, what? Like, for what? Like, are we still doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, we're still doing this thing? Like, we haven't figured it out? Like, it just feels so dumb.
The rest of the world figures out their farming.
Yeah, why? The rest of the world doesn't fucking do this shit. Why are we doing it? You know what I mean? Number 2, seasonal depression. Seasonal depression happens more when the fucking sun sets at 4. Sorry, came up with that rhyme by myself because it's true. It's so true. Like, what are we doing? Like, whatever. And number 1 is just plain fucking dumb. I'm so over it. It's so stupid and it's dumb. It's literally the top 3 reasons. Like, I can't fucking sleep normal anymore. Like, my whole body schedule is off. Everybody's literally depressed. Everyone's, like, staring at the fucking ground when it's 4 o'clock. You can't even, you leave your office, you leave whatever, it's pitch black outside. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's 6 o'clock, it's black. It's 10 o'clock, it's black. It's like, what's going on here? Like, do we live in Alaska? Is it 6 months of fucking brightness, 6 months of darkness? Like, what are we doing?
Right. Well, I think this is the last time this is ever happening.
That's what they say, but they haven't said anything.
No, I think Sleepy
and
Joe
whoever
signed
they
a bill.
is.
I think Sleepy Joe signed a bill last year.
Well, you know why he's so sleepy is because of all the fucking daylight savings time.
That's why he wanted to fix it. That's why he wanted to fix it.
And that's why he wanted to fix it.
Best movies made.
He was like, I need to fix it so I don't fall asleep on the podium. It might help that other guy who had a fucking, who literally was like sitting like this at the podium. Maybe it could help him.
Right.
Maybe it could help them.
Maybe.
So,
people are asking.
Moving on. That's it. Just
Great job.
Forget daylight savings time. I'm over it.
Right. So it'll be a reason to celebrate once it officially ends.
Yes. We're going to have a daylight savings celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight unsavings.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we saving daylight for?
Right.
No one wants that.
It'll be a party where like.
No one wants to. We want to save we want to hold the daylight in our hands and love it. We don't want to fucking. We're putting it in our pocket for nobody.
Right.
For nothing.
Right. Well, maybe it's a party where we just have the clocks at the party. Once it hits 2 o'clock, go back to 1 o'clock for no reason because that's what happens.
Right, like, not. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
Great double D's threes.
Thank you. I tried to, let the people know what was going on. So, right off of that, we're going into something I needed to update everybody on because you had told me that the NHL ring had come out when I was speaking about the NBA ring for the Nuggets last week. So I obviously had to follow up with the NHL ring that was given to the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes.
By no one other than Jason of Beverly Hills. Okay. So let me get my little. Okay. So, in true Las Vegas fashion, the rings have plenty of bling and over-the-top features, including a detachable top. So, the ring is actually detachable on its top. Okay, so the top can be worn as a pendant.
Oh.
So, you could get a ring and a pendant and a little necklace.
Okay.
So I think that's what Jason of Beverly Hills is doing this year.
Multi-use.
Multi-use. Like, you want a big ring or you want a pendant? You want a big ring, or for the NBA, you want a little ring inside of the ring, you know?
Makes sense to actually be able to wear, like, celebrate it, but not have this gaudy ring on your finger.
Right, like, I think that a lot of the, excuse me, I think a lot of the NHL players will wear a necklace. Like, I could see that on a chain,
Me too.
You know? So, of course, it could be worn as a pendant. The words "It's nighttime" is written on the back of the pendant. When the top is removed, that is the pendant, it reveals a replica of the T-Mobile Arena underneath that is the Golden Knights home rink. The center ice logo on the mini rink looks the same as it did for the 2023 Stanley Cup, and the small stars mark the location of each of the team's 9 goals in the cup-clinching Game 5 against the Panthers. In addition to having, there's tons of symbolism behind this ring, of course, with like the carrots and everything, like the 64 and 57 and all of this mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, that stuff puts my brain to pretzel.
The Golden Knights are having 50 rings made for the public that are almost identical to the ones that the players received. How much do you think that they are selling them for? 50
Each?
rings. How much do you think that they're selling them for each? Yes.
They're selling them, or they're going to be part of like a
they're selling
auction?
Them. I'm sure they'll be part of an auction, but they're selling them at a price. What is the price?
$125,000.
You want to lock in that answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
It is actually cheaper than that.
Oh.
$75K. $75,000. You could have yourself a Las Vegas Knights Stanley Cup ring.
Interesting.
So.
May have to invest in one.
Yeah, we have to go get one. Go get me a Stanley Cup ring. It's nighttime. Literally. Always now with the daylight savings.
And Golden Knights.
It's nighttime.
Wow.
So, moving on.
I think that's something we need to add to the show is like you adding good advertising or marketing puns for these teams that need it.
Yeah.
Like
hey, the Las Vegas Golden Knights link up with daylight savings.
The smartest thing that the Vegas Golden Knights marketing team did last year was that like a partnership with a strip club down the street so that every player can get
right.
It's always nighttime.
Right. It's always nighttime in Vegas.
Let's go, baby.
So, there you go. You're welcome. All right. Moving on. So,
moving on to the NBA. Speaking of fashion, speaking of where I think these leagues need your help.
Thank you.
Did you have a chance to see the NBA's new, like, the city jerseys that they released for each team?
I saw some of them. I did.
Okay, well, I sent you the link.
I did see that you sent me the link. But you sent me a couple, and I already have my top 2.
Okay.
I think so, at least.
Hit me with them.
I love, of course, the New York Knicks gear. Because it was in collaboration with Kith. I'm obsessed. I mean, anything... When Kith touches the Knicks, it's like magic in the air. Actually, tonight, November 8th, right, is Kith night at the New York Knicks. So they have like the T-shirts and everything. Very sick. And I love the Utah Jazz. I love the purple. I love the mountain. I'm there. I'm here for the Utah Jazz, and I'm here for the Knicks.
I love the Utah Jazz one, too. That was my number 1.
Great team name. The Utah Jazz.
Right. They always have sick jerseys, too.
Yeah, and Lisa Barlow loves them, too, from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Right. Do you have your phone on you? There was a couple that...
Sure.
I just don't know where my phone is.
Yeah, it's okay. Always on the loose, always on the go. It could
always,
be.
if there's something anyone needs to know about me, it's the fact that I always lose everything.
It could be because of the daylight savings time. You're still adjusting to,
I second coffee
everything.
right now.
Exactly. So
there's a couple.
There is the ones that,
First of all, we were talking to Titus about this.
Yes.
And he was saying how he thinks a lot of the designs were lazy, and I agree with him.
Okay.
However, like the Patriots, the Celtics one is lazy. I love the Chicago one. The Chicago one's awesome.
Cool.
Okay. No.
Not giving me anything to work with.
I also love the
It
Mavs.
really just says it's a black jersey that says Chicago.
I also love the Mavs.
Okay, could be. You could do.
So you don't like the plain black jerseys?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm just done showing you because they're all just plain, and I think
The
less
thing
is
is,
more.
like,
Less is more sometimes.
No.
Yes.
And more is more with
Less
the
is more.
jerseys.
Less is more.
More is more with the jerseys. For me, I'm like, give me if I'm gonna if you're gonna wear a jersey, like you don't need it to be plain black. You know what I mean? Like you have a plain black T-shirt. You need a plain black jersey. You want something fun and zesty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
I do. I just think that there is something to be said of a nice simple jersey. Like with just a simple, like Chicago going down the right-hand side and like classic red lettering and just the numbers like offset.
But that looks like it took literally 2 seconds to make. Like put Chicago there, done.
The Celtics one looks like it took way longer to make with the lines going on the side and it just looks stupid.
Well, you live and you learn.
Anyways, in other news in the NBA, James Harden, someone that we've talked about literally every week, he finally got his wish. He was finally traded to the team that he wanted to. So all that kicking and screaming worked out. The team gave him what he wanted and sent him to the LA Clippers.
Yeah.
Infuriating just to watch. Sorry, but infuriating to watch it all play out. However, the part that I want to talk about is,
you know that we talked about this already last week?
the interaction.
Yeah.
We did?
Didn't we talk about this last week when literally the guy was sitting there? Did I see the guy sitting there?
Oh, I didn't. I thought that was after.
Was it? I think we talked about this, didn't we?
I don't know. I don't know.
This is hysterical. Yes, I did see the interaction. It was very awkward and uncomfortable. The guy was sitting there. No one knew what to do.
Right. I don't think we talked about it. I think I showed you before asking if I should do a TikTok on it.
Oh.
Because it was after we recorded last week.
I was like, no
We recorded last
way.
Monday. This happened after that, I believe.
Right.
Either way, James Harden walks in the locker room. Literally no one's excited. And Russell Westbrook's being a weirdo. And after James Harden doing a lap, just says yo to him outside the locker room. And they dap each other up in the weirdest way. Just strange interaction. The last part of NBA news is, did you see, we talked about the in-season tournament last week.
Yes.
I know we talked about that, but did you see the Michael Imperioli commercial for this?
You showed me it, and it is unreal. It's unbelievable. I love it. I like when advertisements are so just outside the box thinking. It's unreal. It was in a casino, who's gonna win, the winner,
Right.
gamble, whatever.
Right.
I love it.
And the Final Four is gonna be in Vegas, so that's why.
I was curious as to why,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Why they were choosing Vegas, so that's great. Good to know. Thank you for including that. I love it.
No problem.
I appreciate the creativity that, the marketing team used there.
Right. I agree.
So.
And then the final thing I have for you, moving on, is to more sports media. Barstool Sports, one of my favorite brands, one of my favorite media outlets. Barstool, you're more than welcome to pick us up on the show. I know we're a show that we don't know what we talked about last week, what we talked about this week, but in fact, I think that's kind of Barstool in and of itself. Anyways.
We're growing.
Anyways, Barstool opened up a new office, a $20 million office in Chicago. Because one of their main content people, Big Cat, wanted to move back home to Chicago from New York. So as a part of investment around Big Cat, they built this office there as a second home.
Okay.
Did you have a chance to see it?
Yes, I looked through some of it.
So this office includes a basketball court,
Cool.
a gambling cave, studios for podcasts and their YouTube shows, as well as a golf simulator, a full kitchen. It really looks sick.
It does look cool. I think that this is the new wave of office spaces too. You want something that's cool to go to. Gone are the days that people just want to go into a dusty, crusty old office all the time.
Right.
People are working from home.
Can you
Give
blame
them
them?
an incentive to want to go in.
Can you blame them?
No.
So then why the hell were you shitting on the Raiders earlier about them wanting a freaking basketball? It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Because the fact that, like, this guy's bringing it back and, like, that's the notable features that he's bringing, like, it's just, like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's giving.
He's not making a notable thing.
What do you mean? You're like, oh, he's bringing back the cornhole. He's bringing back the mini basketball hoops. Like, that's, I mean, when you're in the NFL, it's a different type of office, too. Like, when you're going into a training facility, it's like a whole freaking, it's like the Google headquarters. You know what I mean? It's not the same as, like, when you and I go into the office.
Right.
Not the same. But I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate you trying to put me, you know, trying to make me understand here. I appreciate that. But know that you're so wrong.
Never. Another thing about Chicago, it's like you went there not too long ago. Like, I always hear it's not, like, the safest city. I mean, we live in New York City, so it doesn't say much. But, like, what's the safety like in Chicago?
Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Perfect. Thank you for that analysis.
Yeah, you're welcome. Very in depth.
Yes. Are you ready to get into the sick puppy, interesting cat?
Whoa! Yes, I am. You never introduce it. It's all backwards this episode.
Yeah.
I love it. Why not? Keep people on their toes.
Coffee's got me firing.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Sick puppy. I already spoke about him. I think that's why I had him at the bottom of the NFL notes.
Yeah.
Till I can save him for this segment. So another mistake by me.
Yeah.
But Josh Dobbs, how he got traded for the second time this year, so his third team this year, wasn't even supposed to play, comes in and has a comeback victory in the NFL is just fascinating to me. Like, you watch Mac Jones, for example. You watch Zach Wilson. You watch...
Yeah, and he comes in, doesn't even know anything.
Right. The quarterbacks like Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, they struggle, and they've been in this place for years. Like, everything's revolved around them.
Right.
This guy is such a great athlete that he just gets traded, and 3 days later, not even knowing the playbook, he goes out there and gets victories and scores touchdowns.
Insane.
Like, he just makes it look easy.
Right.
Sick puppy.
Sick puppy. I love that.
To be a sick puppy, to be able to... I'd be so mentally weak I could not ever imagine.
Okay, first of all, no, you would be able to do this, okay? In addition, I sent you a sick puppy, sir, okay? And you decided to just not even...
Who?
The kicker that was a girl at that one school. And I thought it was so cool. She got a kick, and the coach said, like, she faces different, you know, stressors and all these boys here. Like, just remember that. And she fucking crushed it. She got the field goal. The one girl on the football team.
I saw that.
But
I couldn't even tell you what college that was. I was trying to find it.
No, yeah. I'm sure you were trying to find it so hard. You slapped Josh Dobbs on the list.
Yeah.
So, we'll move on to our interesting cat then.
No.
For the blatant disrespect.
If you want to bring up another kicker.
Oh, you don't like women's rights? Is that what it is? That's what I hear.
God.
That's what I hear. Sorry, that's what I hear.
No, I just, honestly, I have a problem with, like, guys playing women's sports and women playing men's sports. Like, there was another thing happened this week. It happened in Massachusetts. Swampscott, actually.
Who's literally saying that? Like, she's the kicker. She's not getting hurt.
I know. But there's a chance where she could. Like, it could turn dangerous where, like, the kick gets blocked and she's chasing after the ball. Like, what?
So I think
Kickers have
that
gotten
you
hurt.
mean men playing with women and women playing with men in these sports, not women playing men.
Correct.
Men's, in quotes, sports.
Correct.
Because who the hell is saying, like, oh, football's a guy sport?
Correct. No. Like,
shut up.
no. It's just, there should be different play. Like, it's fascinating. Yes, it's fascinating that she's playing football at a collegiate level, banging field goals. That's impressive. That's fascinating. There will be one day a woman kicker in the NFL.
Yes, I agree.
And it'll be very entertaining. It'll be very entertaining.
Yeah.
I do think that...
However,
I do think that it could get dangerous very quickly.
Yes, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that it's not... I appreciate that, you know, women want to play all the sports. They want to do it all. Why not? That's what I have to say. Let's get into our interesting cat.
Okay. Interesting cat is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love him.
You love him?
I think the more I hear about Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, just, like, the more completely out of tune and out of touch he is. Like, he's
in La La Land.
He
like,
really
you were talking
is.
about Ryan. Ryan was almost a sick puppy of the week because you were talking about how...
He's so out on the reservation. Like,
Yeah,
I'm, like, nervous for the universe that he's just floating in.
Right, but he's him.
Yeah, but he's
thriving.
there. Yeah, like I said to you, and this is no disrespect at all. This is with the most respect, is that I've never met someone like him, because I've never met someone that, while everyone else is on this planet, he is literally in a different universe. Like, he is just on this planet on a different one, though.
Right. He's in his own realm.
Yeah, he's just in his own world.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a great quality.
Yes. He was on the Manning cast on Monday Night Football while Ryan and Ty were at the game. I was watching the Manning cast here. And he was on there feeding his donkey in the middle of the interview.
Yeah, who even has a donkey?
I don't know.
How is a donkey allowed inside? When animals like that are allowed inside a house, like, you know they're from a different country. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, that's just not a thing that happens here.
They're from a different country, number one, but also number two, they're just so rich that they're bored.
Right. They're like, let me have my donkey come in.
Right.
But like, they're also, it's just like, it doesn't even faze them, because they're just like, it's my donkey. Like, he wants a snack.
Right.
Like, donkey wants a snack.
My question is,
donkey wants a waffle.
Arnold knew because he had snacks on him.
Right. He knew. The donkey probably roams around. Why have a dog when you can have a donkey? That's what I'm saying. Arnold is maybe he's cracking the code.
Right. It was just a wild interaction. There's another point of, like, when something happens in the game and Arnold explaining his new book, and like Peyton's like, "Oh, Arnold, like, take a look at this. Like, it's an interception," and Arnold just doesn't break stride and just doesn't even acknowledge Peyton Manning. Just keeps on talking about his book, like no regard for anything. It
Amazing.
was fascinating.
I love it.
Talk about someone being in their own world. Arnold.
Love it. So let's get into our picks of the week after a great sick puppy and interesting cat. Thank you for always bringing such fabulous people.
That's why they pay me the big
Places
bucks.
and the things for that. Yes. So let's get into our picks of the week. I am obviously winning this season. I had 10 picks right last week in our CBS thing. Like, I'm just moving up in the ranks. You know?
You went 2-1 in the picks you gave on the podcast.
So, sorry. I'm, again, going to do another random round. Okay, Rachel's random round of picks here. The Texans versus the Bengals. The Bengals are, was it -6.5? I'm choosing the Bengals. I'm back on the Burr train. The Lions versus the Chargers. The Chargers are +1.5. I picked the Lions. The Panthers versus the Bears. And the Bears are -3.5. I picked the Bears.
Pick the Bears.
Yes. But I want to say, did you see the Cowboys versus the Giants? And that the spread is 16.5 points for the Cowboys?
Yeah. As it should be.
I mean, that's wild.
That's
wild. So, those are mine.
So, I agree with you on...
Mine are the Bengals, the Lions, the Bears. They're all, like, Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Oh,
literally mine. Lions, the Tigers, and the Bears.
Oh, my.
Just saying. That's how I'm rocking with the football picks this week.
Okay. Thank you. My first pick is same thing as yours, the Bengals, -6.5.
Okay.
Against the Texans. I think the Bengals are cooking.
Cooking with gas?
They're cooking with gas. They can't be stopped. They're hot right now. Bucks, -1.5 against the Titans. I think the Titans are figuring it out. They found their quarterback in Will Levis. The Bucks, however, I think they're coming off a tough loss against the Texans, in which they scored a lot of points. Baker Mayfield played awesome. They just got out-dueled by the rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud from the Texans. So I think the Bucks bounce back with a victory. And the 49ers, -3 against the Jags. The Jags, I think, are one of those teams that I should have put on the Fugazi list. I just don't think they're real. They'll have a great game, and then they'll have a poopy game. And I think that the 49ers are just an elite football team that have already lost 3 games. So I think that they'll be very determined, especially coming off a bye week, to not lose.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And then one other thing, I've realized that I've gotten away from the UFC.
Okay.
So I would, at some point in this podcast, I would do like things to watch, and then I would mention like the UFC or something, or a boxing match.
Okay.
The UFC 295s this weekend. Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prozaga.
Love him.
Who's currently the light heavyweight champion of the world. It's a great fight. We'll be on a little vacation, so I don't think I'll watch it, but it'll be one that I'm following. UFC is something I need to get back into. When we first started talking, I think the first 3 times we hung out, we watched UFC.
We watched football. A lot of football.
But then on Saturday nights, we'd watch the UFC.
I couldn't even remember. I was
Conor
so enamored
McGregor,
with you.
Ngannou.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't miss
That's
a
when
fight.
Conor McGregor was fighting, though.
Right, but I'm saying that I would still have us watching.
And then he broke his fucking leg.
Right, but we would be watching fights all the time. I want to get back to that.
Sure. Let's get back into fighting. Ooh.
Yeah, so
Shake things up.
bonus pick Alex Pereira minus 130.
All right, perfect.
I think he's going to
Thank
be the
you.
new heavyweight champion, Brazilian. He's awesome.
Thank you.
That's all I have for you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Nathan, for always explaining everything to me, for being the best podcast co-host here that a gal could ask for, any old gal could ask for. Thank you for always bringing the topics. Thank you, everybody, for listening to yet another episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, Drama Sports, episode 61. Please remember to like, subscribe, to share with your friends. Let everybody know about The Double Dose and what's going on. You know, if you have anything, feel free to DM us. And remember to keep an eye out, you know, on our stories, on our social for everything for, you know, big announcements regarding these things I'm sitting on top of our head. So they're coming soon. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Cheers, Nathaniel.
Cheers. Go
Love ya.
Sporting.
Cheers. Boop. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of your favorite sports drama podcast, The Double Dose, the drama of sports. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to our podcast wherever you watch and listen, and give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Double Dose Pod. Thank you.